Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, the series where I share my review and my opinion on different video games that I have experienced. Today's video is about probably the number one game for the PlayStation 4 and game of the year of 2018, and this is God of War. God of War is one of Sony's most popular franchises since the PlayStation 2 era back in 2005. However, in this video, the main focus is about the latest entry of the series. The game was once again developed by Santa Monica Studio, the studio that made all the previous mainstream God of War titles, and was published by Sony as a PlayStation 4 exclusive in spring 2018. Personally, I was never a huge God of War fan. I only played some of the PS2 games and one PSP game that my cousin used to own and lent to me. However, I did recently play God of War 3 before playing the new one. Also, back in 2019, when I first played Spider-Man, I expressed how amazed I was with the game and how it deserved to get Game of the Year award 2018, when both Spider-Man and God of War came out. However, now that I played God of War, how did that sentence aged? Well, onto the review. The plot of the game is simple, but fun freaking tastic. You're playing as an older and wiser Kratos, who left Olympus and seemed to live a pleasant life in the Scandinavian in Midgard. Needless to say, the Greek mythology part is in the past, while we slowly move to the Norse. Within the first cutscene, we get to know how Kratos' new wife has passed away, and that her final request was for him to travel to the highest peak within the 9 realms and release her ashes. Kratos wishes to honor her last request and tells his son Atreus, known as Boy, to show him his skills by going on a hunt. This acts as the tutorial level. After their hunt, Kratos warns Atreus that he is not ready yet for the adventure. However, an unexpected visit from an immortal person changes Kratos' mind, and him and Atreus embark on their journey. Through the journey, we get to visit new breathtaking locations and meet new interesting characters with their own unique stories. 2 of them are the 2 dwarves whose story is that they used to be the best blacksmiths. However, they decided to take their own paths due to their characters being completely different. One loves the filth, while other loves being clean. We also get to know Freya, who is known as the Witch of the Forest, who keeps on helping them on their adventure. Another interesting character is Mimir, who is the Norse god of knowledge and wisdom. There's plenty of others as well, but I do not wish to spoil much. The best thing about the story for me is the relationship between Kratos and Atreus. It reminded me a lot of the original Last of Us. From the opening scene and throughout the game, we see the struggles of Kratos trying to approach his son, but he simply does not know how to. Literally, the first 10 minutes after the first hand when Atreus was feeling sick when stabbing an elk, we see Kratos reaching his hand, but he pulls it back as he does not know what to say. Their relationship goes up and down, and it really keeps the rhythm go. I also want to be 100% honest. I love the character of Atreus. This little boy being scared of the world and feeling lost and abandoned now that his mom passed away, is left with a man who only knows of rage. He tries to impress him, but most of the times he gets a cold response back. Things change the more they spend time together, and from the moment Kratos decided to talk about his past and his godlike status. This changes the frightening Atreus and makes him into a cocky jerk. He begins to disrespect everyone who ate their journey, thinking that they're simply not worthy to him. They did a perfect work showcasing this side of Atreus, since I started disliking him a bit, and that's amazing work. Things though take another circle one more time. The last part I want to mention is that Kratos is being hunted from his past, and the game also takes advantage of that. How is the gameplay though in terms of the game? The game is a semi-open world as you venture around the kingdoms of Midgard. You always control Kratos, but during battles you can command Atreus to shoot his arrows. The buttons of God of War are different to the prior entries. You maneuver around with L3, and when pressed, Kratos sprints. R3 controls the camera, and when pressed in, it locks on enemies. R1 is used for light attacks, while R2 is used for heavy damage. I'm not gonna mention how attacks can combo to perform various attack combos. It should be logical. L1 is used for blocking, but when perfect time, it can parry the enemies that hit them. Kratos' main weapon is the Leviathan axe that Kratos can throw with R2 after aiming with L2. The attack buttons can be used with any weapon. For example, When Kratos throws the axe, it freezes the enemies, and Kratos can attack with his fist instead. When the axe is thrown, he can call it back with triangle. Circle is used to interact with the environment. Square is used to command Atreus to shoot his arrows. Atreus can shoot up to 3 arrows, and when hold down the square, it can shoot a special attack. The keypad, on the other hand, is used to control the weapons. The right keypad is used to change to the axe, left is used to change to the Blades of Chaos, Kratos' most famous weapon, up is to change in between the elements of the arrows for Atreus, and down is to heal. R3 is used to get brutal kills when an enemy is feeling dizzy, and you see the red animation. R3 and L3 are used to enter rage mode, where Kratos loses less health and deals 3 times the damage. The more Kratos and Atreus level up, the more powerful they get, and they get to purchase new skills and powers. Kratos' 2 weapons have the elemental powers of fire and ice. Ice is for the Leviathan axe, and fire is for the Chaos Blades. These weapons can leave a burn effect or a frozen effect, depending on the strike. Atreus' arrows, on the other hand, are electrical and blessed arrows. It is at this point that I shall mention that each weapon can break a certain item or be used in certain puzzles. Atreus is also capable of earning special shots, like I mentioned, by holding down square. Some of them summon bursts that cause a stunned effect, or summon eagles who create powerful blast. Last but not least, throughout the game, both of the heroes gain different armor pieces and stones attached to weapons. It is worth experimenting to find out which ones is the best match for your playstyle, and it is important to continuously upgrading both heroes. The maps are wonderfully designed, filled with amazing details and identity that defies each area and each kingdom. You venture around either on boat or by using the Bifrost, a bridge that combines the kingdoms. I'm a personal fan of the boat trips, mainly because you hear stories from either Kratos or Mimir, who will never shut his mouth, and that's really good. They also share stories in the Bifrost, but the paths are very short, so you'll either cut the story short or not exit until it finishes. The best part though is that the game keeps track of the story, and if you leave the boat or the frost, the characters will say something like, "And we'll pick things up where we left," and they actually do. Each map has plenty, and I mean plenty, of collectibles that offers mainly trophies. To begin with, there's a total of 15 favors, aka side quest, where you have to talk to a character and they will tell you where to go to have a special encounter. There's 45 artifacts, 38 mystic gateways, 16 shops, 39 lore markers, 51 Odin spirit ravens, 8 Valkyries, 1 Valkyrie queen, 3 dragons that need aid, 21 Norin chests that hold health and rage upgrades, 34 legendary chests, 18 realm tiers encounters, 7 chambers, 11 shrines, 13 purple language chests, and 12 treasure maps. That's a lot. I personally did a lot of them, but there is no way I'm going out of my way to do all of them. And I know that's like contradicting what I said about Spider-Man, how the gameplay was so good that I did everything, but trust me, this thing is on a different level. Dragons and Valkyries are fun, but others not as much. For example, I find it very annoying killing those birds. It's not that it's hard, it's just annoying that you have to time the throwing of the axe on the flying bird or sitting bird. I like the dragons, as what they do is that they keep attacking you while other mobs also try to kill you. You eventually break all the 3 seals that keep the dragon bound to the earth, and you free them. Valkyries are extremely hard boss fights where parrying them is essential. It really is close to Bloodborne's combat, and the combat is fun, so that's a plus. As for the chests that reward the players with life and rage upgrades, I got them all, and I also did plenty of side activities and side quests that I randomly came across. I also found plenty of story plaques that Kratos and Atreus discuss, which again is really good, but finding them all or remember where you went to is really annoying for me. Overall, God of War is a fantastic game. I may not have played it 5 times like I did with Spider-Man, but I can understand why the game was Game of the Year upon its year of release. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comments below your thoughts about it. What you like, what you didn't like. For me, like I said, I really loved Atreus and the boat trips. Till then, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. See ya!